Okay, everybody, Jason here again. Today we're looking at Benchmade. I have two knives here, the two that I've purchased from Benchmade that I really have fallen in love with. First off, let's get out of the way that a lot of people say that Benchmade's just overpriced for being USA made. They're pricey. And I admit they are about $40-$60 more than what they should be in respect to other knives of equal quality out there in materials and all that. But what you have to really factor in with that is that Benchmade has a warranty and such excellent customer service, and that's truly what you're paying for with that extra $40 to $60 per knife. It's the fact that their warranty is not really just your lifetime of ownership of the knife, but I have heard that some people pass these Benchmades on to their great grandkids, that the knife's almost 100 years old and they've still send it in to Benchmade to have it sharpened or tuned up, whatever fixed on it and cleaned up on it. That's how great their warranty is. So I love Spyderco's too. Is another excellent knife that is very close in comparison to Benchmade's. A lot of people try to compare the two of them to each other, which is a little hard to do because they're totally different types of folding knives. The designs and everything are just they do a totally different thing. But as far as quality goes, unfortunately, Spyderco's just don't have the kind of warranty that Benchmade carries. And another example of that is on this North Fork that from the Hunt series. I saw that the Benchmade bug out knife comes with this mini clip, and it's the first and only mini clip that Benchmade has spat out and put on a folding knife. And that's what's on this North Fork folder right here, is the mini clip. And I thought that was really cool. I thought that would be an awesome idea, and I thought I'd love to try it out and see how it did on one of my knives here. And so it was a simple call up and ask and say, sure, yeah, no problem, we'll send it to you right away, let me get your info. And sure enough, 7 or 8 days later, it came in the mail for free. They were super polite and said said no problem, we'll get it to you right away. And sure enough, it came. No cost to me. All I had to do was call and ask. So that was I thought that was fantastic. So let's go ahead and just knock out this knife first. This is the Benchmade North Fork from the Hunt series. It is their smallest knife from their Hunt series, geared towards hunters and the activities that they do. Not sure why you would want this small of a knife for hunting. Really, I personally would probably carry one of their larger ones. But if you want an EDC knife that has kind of a beefier look to it and the pretty wood handle, which in fact this is actually not 100% wood. It is a material called Dyna wood, D-Y-N-A wood. And there is wood in there, just a couple of thin layers of it, along with some fiberglass and other composite materials that they kind of layer and smash and glue together, and basically create almost like a G10 material that is super durable, yet still pretty darn grippy, but wear and tear resistant. A lot more so than wood. This won't dent or scratch up like wood would. Haha. So that's kind of the difference there, and it ends up being just a little bit lighter than an actual wood handle. So that's kind of a neat thing that they did with their Hunt series knives, is use this Dyna wood. The steel on this is S30V. The blade length is 2.97 inches, so just under 3 inches, and it's just over 3 ounces in weight. It's 3.16 ounces. So that's that. Access lock, as all Benchmade folders have, and this is the mini or the mini clip that came off of, that comes normally on the Benchmade bug out knife. But again, I ordered, called and asked, and they sent it away. And so I feel like that totally changes the ergonomics of the handle and the way that it feels in your hand. Less clip gives you more feel of the handle, and more grip on the handle with less interference of the clip. So that's kind of nice. I thought that was cool, and I've had for the many times that I've carried this in my pocket for days and days, I've not had any issues with the retention of it in the pocket. Is all solid. I don't see this ever, easily coming out. So it's a great clip, even though technically it's not one that Benchmade would recommend to pair with this particular knife, but I like it and it works. So that's enough for the North Fork. Well, I mean, real quick, you can see it's got the blade has a little bit of a recurve there on it on the S30V, and blade centering is pretty much spot on, fantastic. Tip up carry only, but reversible left or right. And lanyard hold, and that's pretty much it. I like it. I love it. I love the look of it. The feel, the ergonomics is great. S30V steel blade is fantastic. Best of all worlds as far as edge retention, corrosion, wear resistance, rust resistance, and still easy to sharpen by hand if need be. Alright, so the next knife here is the Benchmade Mini Griptilian, and I customized this one. You can go on their website. That's another cool thing Benchmade does, is you go on their website and they've got a handful of their popular knives that you can totally custom build. It is a little bit pricier doing that, but I received a discount with mine, so that made it a little more bearable to do that, to go through with that. So I went ahead and got it customized with a different handle, color and material, and the hardware is a little different, and I upgraded the steel. What you'll see in the stores, real quick, I'll show you a picture of. So those are what you would find the Mini Griptilian 555-1 in a store. The blade length is 2.91 inches, weighing 2.8 ounces, with a standardized 154 cm steel. So when I custom made mine, I upgraded the steel to the S30V, and I blackened all the hardware. Chose black for all the hardware. The clip, I did the black anodized, just because the anodized clips tend to wear a little nicer than your black painted ones do. And the handle is the forest green color G10 with the horizontal ridge texture put onto it, and I think it looks fantastic. Again, it's tip up only, but reversible left or right. Very beefy clip to it. Surprisingly, this clip, the style of the clip, it does not bother me. It actually still feels pretty good in my hand, whether it's in my left hand or my right hand here. And jumping up at the top there with the double-sided thumb studs. Blade centering, spot on. Couldn't be happier with it. I like the look of it. I like the black hardware and the dark green colored blade. S30V steel again. The blade length is 2.91 inches. Weight is 2.7 ounces. If you go with the full-size Griptilian, if that under 3 inches is just too small of a blade for you, if you prefer a much larger blade, the full-size Griptilian comes at 3.45 inches in length, and you tack on another ounce for that, so it ends up being 3.9 ounces for the full-size Griptilian. And this is the 555-1 model. The older model has some slightly different specs to it. Definitely go for the newer model. They put a better steel on it, and they add the option to get the drop point or the Tanto blade, whereas the older Griptilians and Mini Griptilians, it was kind of a standardized sheep's foot blade. Some people like the sheep's foot, a lot of us don't. So they both have the lanyard holes. You'll see the lanyard hole here is a little different than the North Fork is opened in steel lanyard hole. Another cool thing that I don't think I mentioned with the North Fork here is the jimping there as well as down towards the tip. So if you wanted to do some finer cutting, repetitive cutting like that, chopping like paracord or something, you have some jimping up towards the tip. And that's kind of nice, whether that's reaching out with your thumb or reaching out with your finger. So that's really cool that has that feature. And because it's part of the Hunt series, the blade ends up being blade and the handle ends up being a little bit thicker further out. So that's kind of the difference between more of a EDC and more of an outdoorsman EDC. So that's it for Benchmade. I've had them for many months now, probably about five or 6 months now, and I love them. I think they're great.